I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to be working on making the template for your body to cut out for your scales and for your fabric for your neoprene, or if you're using a super mesh or anything like that, so you get the dimensions right. Few things you're going to need: a ruler, a T-square, pencil, tape, and if you can get it, the type of paper that you use for making fabric patterns is great. If not, you can use 2 pieces of poster board. I use poster board. It's a little more sturdy for me, so that's what you're going to need. Also, a Sharpie black marker or a regular pen will work too, depending on how dark you want your lines to be. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to take your measurements that you took, which I don't have my sheet with me right this moment, but it basically measures from basically your belly button down to your ankles. And I will go every 2 inches. Some people will go every 1 inch. Some people will go every 3 inches. It all depends on what you want to do. So that's pretty much the guidelines for this. Once you have your measurements, which you saw in the earlier video when I got my measurements. Actually, no, there wasn't an earlier video for when I took my measurements. That ended up getting ruined. But what you're going to do is you're going to go down every 2 to 3 inches or 1 inch, depending on how much you want, starting from here all the way to your ankles. Make sure you jot those down. Key points you want to mark out are your hips, your knees, and your ankles, and your waist, of course. So you'll have those spots. Those are going to be your 4 spots down your line. And then you want one measurement basically from wherever you're going to start, which would be your waist, at your belly button, above it, below it, wherever. You're going to drop it down to the floor. Now that's going to be further down than from your ankles, but you might want that to flare out a little bit. It's only a couple more inches, normally about 2 to 4, depending on your height. So once you do that, you're going to move on to the next step. So just take a seat and have a watch. So here's our measurements put out on the board. As you can see, it takes a little over 1 sheet of the poster board. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. I went about every 2 inches, starting with my first measurement at the very top across the top edge. So I have that one, and then it goes all the way down till we get to our last measurement. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the very bottom of this line here and do another one across, probably about another ½ an inch longer on each side, so it flares out just a little bit more for feet coverage, well, not foot coverage, but for distance, for length. So we'll have that, and like I said, it's about every 2 inches that a measurement's written down and put on there. So we're going to go ahead and get this outlined and cut out, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we've now got our template cut out, and it looks like this. So it gives a general body shape. Now this is for using a 2-piece unit. Basically, you're going to do this on the scale sheet, and then on your second scale sheet you're going to cut it. So you're going to have 2 seams. This is for your 2 seam method. As you can see, as I stated, I went every 2 inches. And this basically just gives a rough contour of the body. It's not perfect, but it goes all the way. And then I flared out just a little bit down here, not much. So there you have it. That is for making basically your template for cutting your scale sheets. What you're going to do is you're going to lay this on top of your scale sheets, scale side up. And what I suggest is using like a watercolor marker and just outlining it, and then you can go back with an X-Acto or a good utility knife, or if you have some really good cutting shears, you can use those to cut down through. But do mark it first. Watercolor marker is the best, you know, Crayola, so you can wipe it away. So that's pretty much it for the scale sheet. This is basically how it all goes together. So thanks for watching, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.